thought it was very interesting.
I did not expect the.
Where'd that come from?
Wow, I guess it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I know, but
But anywho, for those, again, like I said,
alright,
who
let's get
haven't
back
watched it,
over
I'm
here.
sorry.
It's fucking Xville.
I'm just gonna do a
Oh,
recap
shit,
of my
no, we can't
favorite,
Xville. We have to
my
install.
favorite people,
I did not expect.
my favorite couples. I should say on
I did not
on the
expect
show,
the mental.
right? Because how do you call this?
I did not expect the mental
I thought it was
and emotional.
it was very interesting
pulling-
because like
I'm pulling the one in the airport too, because there's one in the airport.
there were a few couples who I was kind of shaky on in the beginning.
I'm really looking for somebody who will accept
Like,
all
ooh,
of me.
don't get mad at me, but I really thought Brad and Tiffany were not gonna make it past the pods when she fell asleep while they were on a date. Although I have to,
Over here at the
I have
airport,
to
it's
say,
a lot safer than the other one.
it must have been. I could only presume it must have been a really really long day. I mean, imagine having to go on like speed dating times. I don't know how many people you have to quote unquote date in the pods and the allotted time you have for each. Oh, that must have taken a toll. I mean, holy schmoke. It's just something out of control. Oh wait, I forgot. I should probably refresh this, right? No, it's still not doing
I
it.
did not expect.
Driving or no?
Are we gonna still get it?
I find myself easily distracted with work, my phone, and this is just
Okay.
a perfect
Who's here?
opportunity to set that aside. Boom.
Laser focus.
I think Colin
Yeah.
can.
Your body.
Oh,
You know this here.
okay. What tab? Okay. Well, honey, I did refresh.
expect
I
the-
did restart my computer earlier, actually. Yeah. This title's not available. Ooh. Well, there's the error code.
Running towards it?
So anyway,
Oh, it's still going up. Over here.
back
I'm gonna have to
to
call it again.
Tiffany falling asleep. I really thought it was like a unintentional. You know, again, having to go in like I don't know, I feel like it's a super speed dating type of thing. Because oof, that's a lot of dates. But then again, I don't know what the nuances are. Like, how, do you have to have a minimum number of dates or whatever have you? Oh, that's right. I have my wig on. My charcuterie board ready. Because I figured, you know, I might throw a raisin or not a grape. Because, like, I feel like a grape is more expensive than a raisin. Because, you know, raisins come in a box and, like, you get a whole lot more of them in one little tiny box. Versus, like, a bag of grapes. Yeah, no. Yeah. So, anyway, I have my favorite cheeses. And my little snackaroos. My meats and stuff. Yeah. Ugh, sad face. Although it does look edible. Okay, fine. A little bit more edible. It looks really good. Just
Yeah,
maybe one of these days I'll upload it. But anyway, the whole point is I got ready.
alright,
Except I
let's
didn't
check
wear
out
my
a fucking
heels.
5-star hemlock from that dude.
I figured the wig is more than enough, right? Oof. Honestly, Netflix. It is out of control. But back to
No, I got one.
the whole thing with Tiffany and Brett. Tiffany having fallen asleep on her date. I feel like again that wasn't unintentional. And I felt bad when I saw it because I felt like, oh no, he's not gonna wanna speak to her again. I thought they had really good connection up until that point, and I was very happy to actually find out that they did speak again after the sleeping fiasco, and they managed to work through it as mature adults. So I'm super, super happy about that. And also, how do you call this? Who's the other couple that I really liked? Ah, yes. Hmm, Paul. Paul and I can't recall the lady's name now, but not Micah. Not the one that he selected, or not the one that he got engaged to. There was another lady, I can't recall her name off the top of my head right now. I thought they made a very interesting couple. I felt like they had a lot of below the surface, you know, similar qualities, or try and look for the word. What was it? And while I'm digging in my purse for the dang word, I felt like they had like a better rapport. Like, um, they had a much deeper connection. I felt like
Oh yeah.
than
Sexy.
the person that Micah, that
I'm looking
he got engaged to. But you know,
at ass.
the opinions that we share are based off of the minuscule amount of time that we actually see them. So it's not set in stone. Because you have like, okay, you see them for like 30 seconds on the screen and you're like, ooh, you know them is not whatever completely. But then it isn't. Because 30 seconds is not a lot. Although people do say, what is that thing? Ah, first impressions, right? You know, in my line of work, I used to tell myself that. Like, the first 100 interviews that I've had to sit through, the first 100, and there's been a whole lot since then. It's been whoosh, it's been years. I always kept that in mind, like, first impressions. But then I decided to look at it a little bit more. Like, as time went on, I started to look at that phrase, first impressions, with a more broader mindset, more broader lenses. And I was thinking, what is actually a first impression? Is it like when they walk in the door without saying anything, just like, it's not like you're walking in the door and so you're going to an interview, walking in the door. It's not like you're going to say hello, hello to the people that are already in the room, per se, who are also being interviewed or about to be interviewed, like waiting to be interviewed. Or like, does the first impression start when they sit across from you and they say hello, or like they shake your hand, or they hand you the resume, that sort of thing. First impressions it's a multifaceted thing. So for me, what I started to look at was the overall impression that I would get from the individual candidates. So, like, applying that to this show, I felt like, you can only really give your opinion based off of what you see in that moment, like, in that space of time. Outside of that, is really not something we can give an honest opinion about. It's like the opinion we can give is not factual. I guess is what I'm saying. If we're giving an opinion about like things that they may be doing that we assume they're doing outside of the camera lenses, right? So again, the opinions I will be giving would just be opinions based on what I see on the screen, and not like obviously what they do when the cameras are not like following them around. Anyhow, well, let's go check the pardon the interruption. Are we interrupted yet? Oh, like, honey, look at
I did
that.
not
Love is Blind
expect the
reunion.
ment-
Yay. But now it's still pardon the interruption. Ah, okay. You know what, Netflix? You're out of control. Out of control, honey. I have no idea what's going on right now. But, well, I guess you could hear me just like recap the rest of the season ish, like backwards and forward and in whatever way. It's like a roller coaster. I would, I think I would just share my opinion on it as I remember it. Okay, please do not try not to yell at me because I will be remembering it as I have it stacked in my head, not remembering it on what do you call this, on a sequence, like, you know, as they occur, like episode 1, episode whatever. Anyway, so the other couple besides Brett and Tiffany, Paul and the other, I just can't remember her name. Ooh, sad face. And then the other one I felt and this one is post the engagement, once they got engaged, I felt is Kwame and Chelsea. Or maybe I feel more I feel like, and I could be wrong about this, I feel like there were a lot of different intricacies to the beginning of their actual, like, the development, right, of their relationship. And once they got out of the pods, obviously there would have like different factors that they would have to weigh. And I can understand Kwame wanting to have his parents or his mother, his BFF's blessing, right? As culturally and their faith dictates, and that's how he was raised, and that's how he possibly continues to. I don't know. Although at their wedding, though, his sister is so funny. Sister Barbara is so cute. She's like, I'm gonna chase you back. She's so cute. I love her energy. She's just like bombastic. She's loud. She's loving. She's like, I feel like she's almost a complete package, just having like a sister and a mom, you know? And I love that. So anyway, back to them. I didn't feel like he was making an excuse not to want to get married because his mother didn't give his or her blessing at, like, you know, by the time they were married. I do feel like it was really truly weighing on him that she had not given her blessing to their union. And unfortunately, you know, it's not for us to say whether they should or shouldn't do something, even though their lives may be in front of us, like in front of the TV. But that's just me. Again, only giving opinion based off of what I see on the screen and not much else because we're not there.
Why didn't you watch the episode before the reunion?
And what do you call this? Who's the other one? And I think those are the only three that I really. Oh, I did feel bad for Blizz because that the thought of being somebody's second choice, right? It it may always, maybe over time it will get a little bit less annoying. Just the thought, when it comes across your head or across your mind. But I
did
don't
not
know.
expect the
if
I did
it's
not
going to
expect
be
the
like
mental
an issue
and emotional kind of turmoil
for her,
that you
like,
experience.
going into it. But I'm happy though that they found their love found their way to each other again. Oh, I think the lady's name is Danielle. Paul and Danielle, I think. Yeah. Maybe.
Your looks, like even your career, literally everything in life is fleeting except the relationship you have with your life.
I've never truly felt like in my soul, like, yes, this is the person for me. I want to have that feeling walking out of here. He's here. I just have to find him.
But do you want to spend the rest of your just 4-week wife? Or
Watch
in that moment,
before the reunion.
The pods
it's
are
up.
officially
It's just the live open. Not working. I think everybody's trying to watch it right now.
I did not expect the
I can't even get in.
There is one, like, there was like, I can't recall now. It's one of the episodes in one of the episodes where it was like, oh, I thought Chelsea and Kwame were actually gonna break up. They were at the pool or something. They were gonna break up because Kwame appeared to be having a really great time and a really flirty time with Micah. And I think that was like the first time they were meeting up or something to that effect. And that was very interesting. And it was either going to go one or two ways. Chelsea was going to either confront her then fiance, because obviously now we know that they got married, Kwame, and or confront Micah about her behavior as well, or probably not say anything at all. But I am glad that Chelsea responded to it the way she did by speaking to her fiance about her thoughts on what had transpired between himself and Micah at the pool. They were flirty, exchanging kind of like, how should I put it? Exchanging what could have been or what might have been banter. It could have been thought of as innocuous, it's just banter between friends who used to say date. But because of the heightened situation that they find themselves in, it was very inappropriate to even have to be flirting with each other in that way anymore. I mean, some like light banter, yeah, but it appeared in the episode. It appeared to be an extensive amount of time that they were actually flirting with each other. Whether there was something behind it or not, I don't know. Again, I'm just saying it's my opinion based off of what I saw, but I still felt bad for Chelsea, and I do have to give it up to the girl. She handled it like a pro. There was no scene, there was no hair pulling, none of that. She's like, girl, I'm too pretty for this. No, she didn't say that, but that was just my 2 cents added. I think all of the ladies are really pretty, and they all appear to be very level-headed. They all are how do you call this? The ones who got engaged appear to have careers that they enjoy, and I did feel like who was it? I feel like Chelsea's career, because she's used to as an SLP, she's used to high intensity, high stress situations. She's able to switch that like cap on to ensure that the situation is as objective as can be. Like you analyze it, you're presented with the situation, you analyze it, and then you you make an objective decision based on the needs of the situation, right? And I thought that was really great. I mean, not everybody could be as level-headed, as cool as a cucumber as she was. But there were some people who were like kind of egging her on, I guess. I was kind of wanting for, I don't know, a showdown, a throwdown, I don't know. But, oh, that's right. There is one couple I thought would be able to make it through, like the little bumps in their relationship after the pods, who are Marshall and Jacquelina. He's like that sensitive, romantic, affectionate guy, and she's more like spicy, maybe even standoffish, snobby, and I thought they made sense to want to be attracted to each other, because you people say, what is this now, opposites attract. Obviously, for both of them, they are opposites for sure. So it was very interesting to me that there were instances where like mini Easter eggs that she would drop, Jacquelina, referencing her budding relationship with Marshall. And I guess when I think about it now, like I put all of it together in one basket, it's almost like she was hoping he would be like more like a hood person, right? Like a thug, like that, like a Tupac, but like a softie, like hard on the outside, soft on the inside. There, like that. But oh, and I like Tupac. I do still listen to his songs, actually. Every now and then, when it's been a really hard day, I would listen to his songs. But I digress. Anywho, I feel like with the two of them, with Marshall and Jackie, the communication started to break down when it appeared to me as I was watching it on the screen. She was getting frustrated with the situation she found herself in, but was not communicating it well to him that, perhaps I need to take a step back, or I need not to be here anymore, or I maybe need just time for myself. Who knows? But again, this is off of what I saw on the screen, and I felt bad for him. How, and people can argue that, oh, it's edited that way or what have you, but it's also hard to edit second by second and then splice it and then put it together to make it seem like the real scenario, right? So I felt bad for him because it appeared like he was also getting frustrated, leading up to him saying, I thought you were a project. It was a frustration that was boiling over, and I felt bad for her also, because nobody wants to be thought of as a quote unquote project. Nobody wants to be thought about as, oh, you're just this shiny thing that I want to keep for now, and then like when I find another shiny thing, then I'll focus on that sort of thing. It's kind of sad. I felt bad for her, but I also have to say that it potentially could have been boiled over frustration from Marshall, and how the direction of their relationship just kind of imploded. It was like you go from a high, and then the roller coaster just drops you to the ground, basically. I hope that they do better, like, apart from each other. I hope that, like, they have they find better partners for themselves, because they obviously weren't a good fit for each other, but that doesn't mean they're not a good fit for somebody else. So who else? Oh, yeah, the Jackie thing with the guy with the earring. What is his name? Josh. I was very surprised for that. Remember, I'm jumping from like episode to episode because of what I can remember versus going in a sequence, chronological sequence. So the meeting between, or rather, I don't know if they've initially met prior to Chelsea's wedding. Prior to Chelsea's birthday party. But Josh and Jackie, when they met, it was very interesting. It was almost like sparks were flying between them. Sparks that were already there that just kind of got magnified with them. I can only assume that with them seeing each other for the first time during that birthday celebration. And it was so funny because when Chelsea said, "Who is this guy?" It was like, oh, damn. That is a real gate crasher right there. Like, child, you are not even invited, and you literally are making yourself so comfortable, like getting your own drinks and stuff. Like, oh, hello, back it up, like all the way up, like home. Back it all the way up to home, and stay there. Anyway. It was just really funny, but in that moment, I think I realized, okay. Simply because even though the conversation wasn't flirty per se, between Josh and Jackie, at Chelsea's birthday party, I felt like the sparks were flying, And
Like what are the top 10 quotes from this?
she had already, in that moment,
Even
checked
before
out
the hug.
of her engagement with Marshall. That energy was already done. Like, it was in the rear view for her. It felt like the actions, um, the inability to give him time to speak to her in depth,
Oh, yep,
to discuss, what may or may not be happening between herself and Josh. I think in that moment is when she realized when she met Josh, she had already checked out. Like, it wasn't the energy, the affection, perhaps the attention that she was getting from Marshall just wasn't enough to fill her love tank. Should I say that? Love tank. But that was something that she could potentially see in Josh. And maybe do feel that way. So, there you go. And then there was like, I think they saw each other again post that birthday. And yeah, that sealed the deal. And I felt really bad for Marshall because I felt like they both tried, but the communication broke down. And one wanted out more than the other, but didn't know how to say it in a mature, more cohesive, like, thought process. It was like a knee-jerk reaction, basically. It was like scorched earth, so then that way there's really no turning back. Like, literally burned that bridge down to the ground. Which I thought was sad because, yeah. I mean, imagine running into each other later on, like, months down, years down the line. Hopefully it won't be as awkward. Hopefully it won't be awkward. But then if it is, I couldn't really blame either one of them. But I do hope that they find the person they are meant to have in their lives. And hopefully find their happily ever after. Yes. Oh. Okay, I can recall also an episode where they met the parents or something.
Look at your channel. Somebody said
The mental and emotional.
What do you call this?
you could talk.
Wait, how do I do this?
Yeah, I need gun oil.
So I think it was when Bliss's dad met Zach. It was okay. I don't know why it makes me laugh when I remember it. It's just
Hold on, sorry.
it's very funny because when the guy had like what is this? I don't have any pets, but how should I describe it? Like, he came in, not like he was gonna like tackle Zach to the ground or anything, but when he came in and he had that bulldog face, how bulldogs have that face, the kind of like an upside down frown smile thing going on for them. But anyway, I think he was throwing questions to Zach that were really not part of the repertoire of questions he was really going to ask, but just wanted to see how he would react spontaneously. I love how Zach though has that deadpan response to my mom's not really gonna have an opinion because she's dead. I. Oh god. I'm not laughing because of his loss. I'm laughing at just his humor. And not very many people are gonna understand it, because I feel like I have a similar kind of humor, and some people might find it to be standoffish or rude. Some people might find it to be like inappropriate, but it's that dry deadpan humor. Sorry. Anyway, I just thought, yeah, that was funny. Was Bliss's dad being protective? I believe he was. Was he verging on rude? I do believe he was as well.
Yes, I have my battery.
Um,
One more gun oil.
I
Do you have a gun oil?
I was really glad to see his dad, her dad, and her mom both walk her down the aisle. It was kind of like the yin and the yang, you know. It was very, to the very end, he was very defensive of her and still trying to kind of, in his own way, sway her to his frame of mind, to his like thought process, and perhaps like, you know, sway her decision his way. And then her mom, being the other part of that yang, just reassuring her that Bliss, that she is doing
Yeah, you have Kangas, right?
what does it say? Nick does not like pie. Netflix is getting dosed by the hacker known as 4chan. The hacker known as 4chan is responsible for Netflix getting hacked. Oh, is it? Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, let's go through here.
Well, I suppose we can just keep on chit-chatting, right? Why not? Anywho,
No, the buy station
yeah,
open there.
I thought it was really lovely. I thought it was really lovely.
Feels like I'm talking to
And of course, the wedding of Brett and Tiffany, that was really cool.
I feel like I'm
There was just never a doubt in your mind, you know, that the two of them are in love with each other, are going to really go the distance with each other, arm in arm, side by side, hand in hand, however you want to say it. Yeah. Ah. Space cowboy. Boo. Wait, is that real? That the hacker known as 4chan is responsible for Netflix getting hacked? I don't know if that's a joke or not. Sorry. Okay. But there was okay, you guys, don't get mad at me. But at Paul and Micah's wedding, I could already feel the anxiety that they were both feeling, like they would not really be saying yes, right? Like, yes, or rather, I do. But what was bothering me about that whole thing was when Micah was already at the altar and her bra straps were like showing. It was just like, is there like not a maid of honor or something? Like, wait, are they not allowed up there on the stage with you once you're already on the stage or something? Like, I don't know, somebody kind of like pantomime to her that, hey, by the way, girl, the straps are showing. Not the straps of the dress, but like, you know, your undergarments. Like, it is not a good look. And it was so tight.
Oh my God, there's two helos again.
And it just, like, because it made such an indentation on her shoulders. I don't know. I felt like the undergarments should have been something different for the kind of dress that it was. They do have ones that are like really low cut in the back for low cut dresses, such as what she had on, and are strapless. Just saying. But yeah, no, it was just like out of control. And then her friend, the comment that her friend had think her friend's name is Shelly or something. Like, I really, I'm paraphrasing here. I really wanted that to happen. Like, this is what I really wanted to happen or something. Referencing
I don't have any more.
Micah, her friend or BFF, or her friend, not actually getting married. And I'm like, what? Why would you want that? Like, literally, why would you want that? I mean, regardless of how you may feel about your friend's partner, right? Why would you want your friend to be embarrassed in that way when it's being streamed to so many stinking people worldwide? Question mark. I wouldn't want my friend, who I think she's her BFF, Micah's BFF, I wouldn't want her to be embarrassed in that way. Certainly, you can have your disagreement with like their chosen partner or what have you, but you can only hope that they have made the correct decision for themselves. And if that decision is not something that is aligned with yours, you either just support her with the decisions she's making and continue to love her and be there for her if it happens to not pan out as, you know, they plan, or you just stop being friends with her. I'm just saying. It's like, girl, it's a little too much. A little too much.
Oh,
It's like you literally
crap.
didn't even want your friend to
God damn it. That's another one.
be happy. I mean, I don't know. Again, I don't know what has transpired between her and
You crashed too.
Paul and Micah, like, you know, outside of the camera lenses. But and I also recall that she was not very accepting of Paul when they first met at the bar. I think it was her, Shelly or Shelby, birthday at a bar. So yeah, I have to say though, I agreed with Paul taking a stand for himself, because it was like a room, basically it's like a group of people that, you know, your freshly minted fiance is part of, and likely will have her to crowd around their support for. And then, like, you know, you have this one person from that group saying, yeah, you're not it. Like, you know, I don't really think that you're the one. Who else is going to stand up for you in that moment but yourself? Like, hello?
Estimated weight 13.
Seriously. I mean, hello. And I'm like, could he have said something a little less rough?
Hold on.
Maybe.
Do the same.
But it felt also like what you see on the screen. Obviously, he was uncomfortable by it. But like the defense mechanism also came up. Like it just like rose right up. Because the friend of his newly minted fiance just fired shots at him. What were you gonna do? Just stand there and take all the bullets? Not really. No, honey. No. So they both fired shots at each other, but the friend felt like he should have been more amenable to her feelings. But then at the same time, girl, you didn't care about his. And he obviously is like very self-assured and confident that, you know, basically, and no, I am not taking your shit. Just saying. Just saying. It's basically what that was. But hey, now they didn't get married, so hopefully they both would never have to see each other again. Hopefully they don't go to the same bars. I don't know. I have to say though, the wedding location where they had the weddings, that was really nice. You have the mountains, you have the trains, you have this really long grassy field. That was pretty cool. Netflix actually put down some kind of money for this location. And I don't know where that location is. I don't think it says in the credits or in the beginning of the last what do you call this episode, or yeah, the last episode before the actual reunion. But hey, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. What you gonna do? Let's go. I forgot to refresh. I'm sorry. Hang on a second.
I did not expect the.
Ooh, I guess they're not really going to get this back up. Ha ha ha. Not entirely funny, but interesting. Wait, why did it have to be live? What's the difference between having a live reunion versus a taped reunion? Because during the taping, that is already live. You're just taping it, isn't it? Aren't you still gonna get like the reaction from the cast of the show, even though it's taped? Oh, interesting. Ooh. Oh.
Hello? Interesting. Well, well, and then some well. Ugh, interesting. I don't actually see it. Well, I did refresh it already. Oh, something happened. Oh, shoot.
This is sticks. I did not expect the.
Good luck, guys.
Put the fruit snacks down, man.
Oh my gosh, ladies. Bye. Dating on dating apps, it is so easy to find a boyfriend.
Let's see.
I did not expect the mental.
Oh, oh. So it's no longer available, guys.
They're like, oh, let me have sex with you. expect the mental.
So like literally when I click Love is Blind,
Did
where
not
it says like the
expect
live
the
reunion or what
mental
have it,
and
it is
emotional.
no longer actually available. Like they pulled it from the show. It's like you see it, but you can't click it
Yeah,
anymore.
because somebody hacked it.
So, anyway, I guess that's that for now. Should there be anything else? I suppose we could just, well, ask for the IT guys to maybe expedite this request. I kid. But I have to say, they will be getting paid some kind of money now because, you know, hello. IT guys do make some buku money. Is the IT guys at work? Oh, they get paid something kind of serious. So these people at the Netflix, I don't know, is it Netflix or is it the Kinetic crew? Whoever their IT people are, that group of people, the team who is trying to get this live show up and running, they are definitely going to be racking in some overtime. Oh, yes, folks. Oh, and hopefully you guys have done your taxes because this is due, what, in 2 days? Yes. Just saying. Anywho, that was that for that. I don't suppose this is going to be back on anytime soon. So I will end this here and thank you so much for letting me vent and just talk and share my thoughts as always. Have fun, guys. Hopefully the rest of your Sunday is going to be great if it's not already, and then the rest of your week. I wish you all the best. Hopefully it's fun, full of laughter, and maybe a sprinkle of lesson here and there. But don't forget, let's all remember to journey in gratitude. Things do happen for a reason, even though we don't always know why they're happening. In the end, when we look back, because you know hindsight is 2020. That's when we figure out, right, so there was a reason for that. But do have fun, and if it happens to come back up, I guess I'll be chatting it up again. Or if it doesn't, like, you know, I'll probably be late on my sharing of thoughts, stream of consciousness, let's just call that. But that's alright. Thank you again for staying on and watching, and rather not watching, but like just listening to me chit chat. Chitty chat. Okay, guys, gals, and everybody. All of you lovely people. Good night, darlings. I guess I'll be taking off this wig. I am halfway done my charcuterie board. And, de-glue my wig. Well, good night.